everyone and welcome back to the Marketing Empress. As always, today as well I have a very interesting topic for you, that of selective distribution. Now the term distribution may not be very new to you, but did you know there are various types of distributions and one of them is selective distribution. Without further ado, let's get started. Now, distribution plays a major role in one's marketing strategy because if your distribution is not top notch, the product may not reach your desired consumers. But did you know, even within the broader purview of distribution, there are various types? And one of these types again is selective distribution. Now, how does a company decide what kind of distribution should they opt for? Now, this is decided based on multiple parameters. Firstly, it all depends on your product. Is your product something which is very massy? Will it target a lot of people together? Then I can opt for a distribution strategy that will widen my reach. But if my product is something that is only used by a specific set of consumers, then I may opt for something which is more specific and targets areas where these consumers reside. Now there are three main types of distributions, namely exclusive, intensive and selective. While this video is focused on selective distribution, we will also cover a brief understanding of the other two types. Let's start with exclusive distribution. As the name suggests, this kind of distribution has only one dealer or a retailer in a specific locality. This works well for a particular brand because it provides you with the exclusivity of a consumer set at a particular area, as well as helps in providing exclusivity and much more need or aspiration in the minds of your consumer. Best example that I can think of when it comes to exclusive distribution is that of a premium brand like Mercedes. Now what happens in the case of Mercedes is that you have just one showroom in a specific area or locality. Now that's a must because your consumers want the product also to be exclusive in nature. Next, we have intensive distribution. Now in the case of intensive distribution, the product is meant for the masses. It works on the principle that more availability of the product, more are the sales. And more often than not, you see this kind of distribution for brands which lack loyalty. These are brands wherein if a consumer goes to a shop asking for a product X and does not find it, well, he is willing to settle for a product Y. So that's when I'm referring to something as lack of product loyalty. So you need to ensure that your product is available across areas through intensive distribution. Now let's get into the main topic of this video, that is selective distribution. But before we do that, let's take a pause, like the video, subscribe to the channel just so that you do not miss out on any of the videos posted in the future. Let's understand what is selective distribution. Now selective distribution is a type of channel distribution wherein a company selects specific outlets or areas through which the products are then made available to the consumers. So we've understood exclusive distribution, we've understood intensive distribution, but selective distribution is a different ball game altogether. And that is because unlike an exclusive one, there's not just a single outlet, and as against an intensive one, there are not many. So it helps the company in a way because the company can then decide certain areas or certain outlets that have worked for them from the profitability parameter and then only choose those to then push their products further ahead to the consumers. The most important things to note is that a dealer or a retailer under selective distribution may not be obliged to only keep a specific brand. Alright, so if I am a shop owner and I am a retailer, I can stock up on multiple products under a same category. I need not be specific to a particular product. That is the kind of exclusivity provided with exclusive distribution. Selective distribution may not be that way, but again, it depends on the kind of communication you've had with your retailers, what works for your brand, what doesn't work for your brand, and then accordingly it changes.
Now that we know what selective distribution is, let's try to figure out the company's strategy behind selecting this type of distribution.
Now, the first thought that comes to your mind is, why will a company choose a selective distribution? Now, if my product does not demand exclusivity, why not opt for intensive distribution? Because, well, the more my product is available, the easier it will be for the consumer to locate. But that may not always be the case. With respect to selective distribution, it's always better for the manufacturer as well, because the manufacturer then gets an option to choose products or choose the locality and then price it accordingly. So say for example, a consumer is living in an area, say X. Now that consumer has easy access to that particular outlet which is selling a product. So the consumer is at a benefit and the manufacturer is at a benefit as well. So it's the perfect mix, if I were to say, between an exclusive and an intensive distribution. Why? Because it provides you with the much needed exclusivity like it does in the case of exclusive distribution, just not as much. And it also provides intensive distribution because, well, it's not just one outlet. There are more than that, but it's not too many.
Let's look at the advantages and disadvantages of selective distribution. Starting with the positives, the first one is that it provides perfect market coverage.
You can work around the data and decide which of the outlets provide maximum profitability. This helps you in getting maximum or perfect market coverage. It acts as a perfect alternative for you to decide on whether a particular outlet is working for me or not. It sort of gives you a chance at experimenting things, and that works really well because you've experimented. The chances of failure are much lesser.
The second one is that it provides satisfaction for your consumers.
Customer satisfaction, I believe, the most important thing in marketing today. What selective distribution does is that because there are limited number of outlets, you are bound to have your consumers get the best experience out of your customer service. Because there are lesser people to deal with, you can ensure that those people get the best of your experience.
Lastly, it helps with improved communication.
Now, because the outlets are limited in number, of course, your manufacturer gets a lot more liberty to talk and deal with people in a much better way. Also ensures a much stronger brand image in the future because it's a huge add-on in the long run.
Now let's look at the negative. It provides limited market penetration.
Now, while you might receive optimum market coverage, understand that selective distribution is still limited in nature. Alright, so because the available outlets are limited, you may face a problem in the future where in a specific locality, demands for your product, but because the outlets are limited in nature, you may not be able to get those consumers at that particular point of time.
To make the concept even stronger, let's analyze some examples of selective distribution across sectors. First off, cars.
Now, while exclusive distribution may take place in case of a very premium brand or a luxury brand, but selective distribution happens for a mid-range sort of a brand. So we can take an example of, say, a Maruti Suzuki showroom. Now that's one showroom that only takes into account Maruti Suzuki car brands. Whereas it can also be in the case of another showroom which possibly takes into account other brands, other car brands as well. But that's still selective distribution.
Next, clothing.
If you take the example of clothing, there may be some brands that opt for selective distribution. Let's look at it in detail. So if I were to think about a product like Zara or a brand like Zara, now they have specific outlets and they sell products or clothes only through those specific outlets. But when it comes to a brand like Raymond's, they have their own shops and they also sell their product through specific outlets or franchises which help them to obtain maximum availability and reach the desired consumers.
Lastly, watches.
Best example under the category of watches can be that of Titan. Now, Titan has their own outlets across the country, but these products are also available at different shops. So, they are also available on e-commerce actually. So, what it does for a brand like Titan is that you have some high-end models which are only available in the select Titan showrooms, whereas the mid-range models of watches are available at other shops as well. So that works brilliantly in their favor and is a form of selective distribution. So to conclude, your marketing efforts may be useless if you do not incorporate the right distribution strategy. This video just showed us how important deciding on your distribution channel is, because at the end of the day, you want to ensure that you reach your consumers just the right way that they want you to reach. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, you know what you need to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel and share the same with your friends. Trust me, it means a lot to me if you do that, because it will motivate me to make more such videos for you guys in the future. Until next time,